Good afternoon, you are welcome on board. Good evening, you are welcome on board. Wherever you are watching us from. Good evening, if you are watching us from this part of Europe. Good evening. Today we are going to do some revision concerning some likely testing exam. If you're on board, please help us to like the button. Help us to like the button on there and try to drop a comment on the comment box for us to know who are online. We're going to talk about the likely questions in exam, and this is just a continuity of our online class, which is not for public, but it can be beneficial to as much people that will watch also. But today we have some likely tests which we are going to solve as a problem, because we did those tests in the class, and there are some likely errors which some students might not get so clear. So you're welcome on board, Sister Doris. Can see you online. Thank you for coming on board. So I think let's just use 2 minutes to wait for, or a minute to wait for as many other people that will come on board, that are my students that will come on board. So we're waiting for them to join on board. Thank you, Sister Foley, for coming on board. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're waiting. Let's just wait 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds to. Okay. Okay. Sister Stella, you are welcome on board. You're welcome. Please, if you've not subscribed to our page, try to subscribe. Try to like. Please, I want you to help us to like. Help us to like. Just don't just listen to us. Help us to like. Help us to share the video. You can also you can share the video on your own platform. Also, if you feel like sharing it, you can share it on your own platform. But I shared it on one of the group I manage on Facebook. I didn't put it on the group, my open Facebook. So you can share it anywhere you want. You can use it. You can invite friends or tell them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And today we are going to treat some likely question, which I said that, and again, the line is open for any student to call in. And what is the line? The line is 620-586-038. 620-586-038. That's the number you're seeing on the clipboard there. So if you're having a problem or any question that is not so clear, you can call in or you type it on the screen board on the live chats for me to be able to answer. So I'm going to take some questions from some of the students in the class that drops. They said somebody here said I think we're good to start. Yeah, somebody here said, I would like you to give more explanation on question 11. Question 11, the question 11 she's talking about, I think, is yesterday's question. No, question 11 of yesterday question. Yeah, question 11 of that yesterday question. Question 11 of that yesterday question say, number 11 say, are you permitted to drive a mope on an interurban road without a hard shoulder? Without a hard shoulder. Are you permitted to drive a mope on an interurban road without a hard shoulder? Remember that when they talk about interurban road, I'm going to be using some of the questions to explain things in exam, so that in case they twist the question, you'll be able to get it clear. Please listen very well. When they ask a question about interurban, they are not specifying the interurban road which they are talking about, which means you don't need to look at motorway or dual carriageway or highway for automobile. You have to picture it to up to conventional road. Remember that conventional road is permitted to use one interurban road, which is the conventional road of 90. And now the question is talking about without hard shoulder, which means they are signifying some rudiment of conventional road without hard shoulder, which is 90, and the minimum speed is 45, which takes a mope. And you remember that the maximum speed of a mope is 45. So in this case, the answer will now be yes, because a mope can use that kind of highway on the right side of the road, occupying only the necessary part of the road. So they have to be on the right side, occupying only the necessary part of the road. I think that question is clear with that. Please, if you understand anything and just try to thumb up, always give a thumb up. If anything I explain you're clear, please give a thumb up, because we move to the next one. Now, another question, somebody asks another question and says, number 19 of the test. Number 19 of the test. Number 19 of the same test says, when approaching an immobilized vehicle, sorry, 1 minute. Okay. When approaching an immobilized vehicle on the road, must you slow down? Must you slow down when approaching an immobilized vehicle on the road? Must you slow down? See, A says yes on all type of road. B say no. C say only on road outside a built-up area. Must you slow down? The question here, must you slow down? You know, most time when you encounter this kind of this question has a kind of typo error. I think the answer here says only on road outside of town. That is when you have to slow down, when you have that. But when you get to where you have immobilized vehicle, you are not, there's help is not rendered. Nobody is helping. You can slow down to check what is the state of things. But if help has been rendered, you can continue going. You understand? This question is not just complete like what you the way it is in exam. This one is not so complete. It's not so complete. So that's the way the pattern the question comes in exam is when help has been rendered. Like most time on the interurban road, when help has been rendered, what must you do? Use continue going. When there's no help, being the first person on that place, you have to render help. You have to stop to help. I think what other number somebody posted today? Number 19. That question number 19 means no, referring to the picture. They were not referring to the picture. They were not referring to the picture. The question is not referring to the picture. It's not referring to the picture, please. It's not referring to the picture. Let me just quickly take those ones on the page. Yeah, another question says, good evening, sir. Please, I have a question. Sir, can a B license drive a taxi? A B license cannot drive a taxi. A B license, there's a line, there's a permit for a taxi, but without B license, you cannot get that permit. That's just one thing you have to clear. Without B license, you cannot get that permit. So with B license, gives you opportunity to get that authority to be able to drive taxi. Good. Another question. No other question. So now let's go to the one somebody posted, say number 19 of Wednesday question. Number 19 of Wednesday question. Number 19 of Wednesday question. Number 19 of that Wednesday question. Number 19 of Wednesday question. Number 19 of Wednesday question says, in what circumstances is a parked vehicle considered to be seriously obstructing the traffic? Seriously obstructing the traffic. In this case, you have to watch the objective very well. But one thing you need to understand, there are two things that seriously obstruct traffic. One, when you block the channel of flow of traffic, like junction, you block junction, or you double park. When you double park, let's look at the subjective here now. It say when you park in an area reserved for loading and unloading. No. When you parked off the passable, no. When you double park, when you double park is the right answer here. When you don't double park. When you double park, you cause obstruction. Look at some streets where somebody has parked already. You now park beside the person. It means that you double park. When you double park, you block the flow of traffic in that area. So double parking is not permitted. Any other person with any question? Any other person with any question? Any other person with any question? Any other person? Because I realized that some of the students, they got the test so clear. So clear. Any other person with any question? Any other person with any question on that? Any other? You can call in through 620-586-038 if you are not clear. If you are not clear. If you are not clear, good. Thank you. If there's no question, let me just use this few minutes to explain that topic I taught in the class day before yesterday, which is lightning and optical sign. Let me just explain it on video like this so that maybe it will be more clear. Since before, maybe if somebody brings any question up, I can still go back to the question so that we can be able to use 30 minutes rightly here. Now, what is the lightning system? The lightning system is the system that makes me to see and to be seen. Now, all the light at the front of the vehicle make me to see, and all the light behind the vehicle make me to be seen. And remember that all the lights are always double and they are symmetric. They are double and they are positioned in a way that it must not dazzle. It must not dangle also. It has to be fixed in a way that it will hold on the vehicle. So that when you are driving, it's not like dazzling or shaking the vehicle, shaking on the part of the vehicle. So, and again, it is against the law for you to install more lights more than the one recommended by the manufacturer. You just don't add light to your vehicle. It's against the law. When that comes out in exam, you understand that it's against the law for you to have more lights on the vehicle. Now, we have lights on the vehicle, and on the headlights, they are kind of reflection. There are three kind of reflection, which can be three filaments in the headlamp. You know, when they have headlamp on the right, we have headlamp on the left. But on that headlamp, the switch is just like the kind of fan we turn. You turn 1, 2, 3. When you put 1, what comes up in the light is what we call the side lights. The side light can also be called the parking light, and also can be called position light. Why did they call it position light? Because it's a kind of light which you use to position yourself in an insufficient lit urban road, or you use it to park. It becomes a parking light in an insufficient lit road. So the second, when you turn the switch to the second one, which means the first one is in the second one, and the second one lights more. That is the light which is called the deep beam headlight. That light is used to drive in an insufficient or sufficient road. Anyhow, in any reduced visibility, night, weather condition, you have to use it. That's the normal light everybody use at night. That is called the deep beam headlight, which is also called the low beam. Now, what is the function of this light? As I explained, I said is used whether in a built-up area or outside a built-up area, in any, just to lit the road. And anytime you put it on, remember that the side light is on also. That was why some question in exam when they said, what light must you use to drive? What light must you circulate with? You circulate with deep beam and side light, not or side light, because side light, you can't use side light to drive. You use side light to position yourself in an insufficient area. Now, the third one, when you turn the switch to the third one, which is the full head light, that is called the full light or the main beam or the long range. That is a light that is used outside of town when you are doing a speed more than 40 kilometers per hour. So which means you can't use it you can't use it in a town. It's against the law for you to use it in a town. You have to use it outside town. And that light is a light which makes you to see far, and it dazzles. So when you notice that it's dazzling other driver, what you need to do is to substitute it back to the deep beam headlight. Remember that deep beam headlight also dazzles. When it dazzles, what do? You need to adjust it, because the light has a kind of adjustment. When you adjust it down, it looks down. When you adjust it up, it looks up. So you can adjust the deep beam headlight for it to look properly and to get the clear vision which you need on the roadway. Remember that we have what are the uses of light? We use light. The use of light is compulsory without dazzling other users. You use light at night. What is night? From sunset to sunrise. You use light in the tunnel. You use light in underpass. You use light in any condition that significantly reduce visibility. When it wants to fall everywhere, look cloudy, you must use light. And we have some other special lights for special occasion, special situation, like the fog light, the anti-fog light. The anti-fog light, we have it at the front and we have it at the back. The one at the back is inculcated in the tail light. That is the normal tail light. But anytime you switch it on, the light at the back will get red. It will be more red to show that someone is driving in your front. It can be used in most of this weather or meteorological condition that hamper visibility, but it has a switch separately for the front and for the back. Anytime I switch the one for the front, automatically only the front will on. But if I switch the back one, the front will on also. Why? Because when I will need the front, the weather is still okay like that. But by the time I will need the back, the rear one, the weather it becomes a difficult kind of weather condition that I can't even see. So I need to be shown, I need to be seen on the roadway. So that's why the rear light will be more red and the front one will also on. Remember that the front fog light can also, apart from weather problem, it can also be used on a normal road at night. Signposted curve with reduced visibility. Signposted curve, a narrow section of road at night. So that is another part where that light can be used. And we have the interior light. The interior light is the light inside the vehicle. It is not compulsory. It is not compulsory for all private car, but it is compulsory for any vehicle that is doing public service. What are the public service? The taxi, the urban bus transport, the regional bus, which you use also. And we have the rear plate number light. The plate number at the back has a light, but the plate number at the front does not have light in case it comes in exam. Only the one at the rear has light, and immediately you switch on the side light, the plate number light is on. We have the clearance light. What is the clearance light? That is the light you see on top of the bus. 2 white lights on top of the bus and 2 red lights at the back on top of the bus. What is that light talking about? The light is telling us the total width of the vehicle, not the height. Total width of the vehicle, that this vehicle is more than 2.10 meters wide, 2.10 meters wide. But when you are 1.8, it's optional. You remember? So, but what you need to understand that any vehicle that is wider than 2.10 must have that clearance light. It comes in exam. What is the purpose of clearance light? It's meant for any vehicle that is more than 2.10 meters wide. And what color is at the front? The white. Remember? What color behind the red? We have the indicator. indicator is the two amber lights. The two amber lights, you know, one amber light is a trafficator, trafficating on the left, trafficating on the right, but the two together becomes the indicator, the hazard stuff. Now we have the reverse light. The reverse light can be one or two, but remember, it's the only white light behind. So anytime you engage your gear lever on reverse, the white light will show, which is telling the person behind you that this man is trying to move backward, is reversing. And we have what we call the hazard warning light. You know, that hazard warning light, the function is that it activates all the indicator together. Why? Because you are on emergency, or you immobilize your vehicle while driving, or you mobilize your vehicle due to emergency, or you are driving under emergency, or you are transporting minor or school children, or you are doing what we call a safety vehicle, or undertaking a kind of emergency service. Now we have the brake light. What is the brake light? The brake lights are always two red color. Remember that anytime you press the brake, the service brake with your foot, what foot? The right foot. When you press your foot brake, the light shows behind. So when you repeat the light, you notice that the light is like repeating. It means that the person is planning to stop. So in that case, that is everything about the light. The summary of a light, what we did in class 2 days ago, that's the summary of light. I just have to like go through it before, because I was expecting much question from the board, but I realized that most of the students, maybe they've corrected themselves and they are able to put the GR right. So I think we are good to go. So any question, we have like 2 minutes. Any question from anyone? Any question from anyone? If you're coming on board, please help us to like and help us to drop comment. Thank you, Sister Olubisi, for coming on board. Thank you. Thank you, my Angelita, for coming on board. Thank you, Stella B. Thank you, Sister Doris. Thank you, Safoli. Thank you, Mr. King Solo. Thank you for coming on board. So if you have any question, generally you can call in 620-586-038, or you drop your comment from any of the tests we did. I think I gave enough tests this week, and I was expecting much question back from the students. That was why I called today's class to be on YouTube, so that we can be able to have a kind of refreshing time online like this. But I'm having few questions from students. I don't know whether some of them are, maybe they are at work, or some are okay, good. Yeah. So I'm still waiting. If we have anybody with any question, any student with any question on board, anyone with any question or experience, any question from anyone? Any question? If there's no question, I think then tomorrow we will meet again on live video like this. So if there's no question, I think if you have a question later, or you're watching this video after a live broadcast, you can drop your question also. We visit and try to solve as much as possible. And if you're interested to be part of our school online, just give us a call on 620-586-038. We are available to assist, and this is Operation Get Your License this time around, and it is possible. We'll make it possible. No need to pay someone else. Don't allow someone to do it for you. You can do it. It's just to give that little time you have. You don't have time, I know. You said you have work, you're working, but you don't have time. But you still have a short time for yourself. Create that short time and use that short time rightly. The future of work here in Spain without license is going to be somehow funny. So prepare yourself ahead and get it. I remain Steve Adetela. Thank you very much.